Okay, so welcome back. Sorry for the delay. I guess some of the participants were struggling to join, so we were trying to help them. Okay, so now let me share my screen one more time. So hopefully it's visible, right? Okay. So now let me talk about custom GPT like I promised. So what you need to do is, I'm also sharing the link of it. If you go to this chatgpt.com, and then on the left hand side, you will be able to see, right, explore this button. So if you click on that, then you will reach to this particular GPT store. I'm also sharing this via chat box. Just a second. The window is closed, maybe somewhere else. Okay, fine. So this is the link of GPT store, and you can check this, right? So it looks like this, and here you can search for any of the GPTs, right? So whatever task you have, you can just write down, right? For example, if I'm, and it also features some of the kind of GPTs which are kind of popular in various domains like writing, productivity, research analysis. So for us, right, we can go to education domain. So you can see there are some right, smart presentation maker, right? So this is people are using it, right? So if I click on the particular GPT, then what all things I can see, right? I can see what is the rating, what's the kind of rank, how many conversations have been done, right? And what are the capabilities, right? Some conversational starters, some buttons are there which we can uh, kind of use, right? So if I just click on start chat, then I will get this kind of interface. And here I can just kind of say education presentation on, let's say, use of AI in, let's say, education, something like this. This is just to demonstrate how this works. So it will ask for some questions. I will just say use default and go ahead because we are just seeing the capabilities of this tool. So ideally, I should answer all this question because then only it will be of better quality. But it's okay, means since we are just playing with this, once again I will say assume default and go ahead. So now it's giving me the outline, right? Each slide, what it contains. And then there will be some connector, right? It will be talking to some external website, right? In this particular case, it's talking with slidesgpt.com, right? Sometimes we may get error in between, but eventually it will be connected and then we get some response. Let me try to close other things which are not required for now. Okay, so now it has given me the slide, and now that, of course, this is some external uh, website, and then my slide will be loaded over here, right? So, right. So as you can see, it has created this slide. And then I have this options of download, so I can download it and go ahead. Right? This is just one example, but of course you have to identify for your kind of work which GPT is more appropriate. So now what I'm going to do, I will demonstrate my own GPT, which I have created. And via this, I will try to demonstrate all the possible aspects which one can integrate in creation of custom GPTs, right? And capabilities, of course, right? So let me just go to this. If you search Python ki Pathshala, then of course it should come. This may take some time because unlike our Play Store where only kind of thousands of apps are there, here number of apps are much more, right? Number of GPTs are much more, right? So then, right, let me just go ahead and with this particular GPT. So before I kind of demonstrate this, I would like to highlight kind of challenges in our normal traditional education system and how this particular GPT is kind of tries to solve those challenges. So the very first challenge is challenge of language, right? Not all people, especially B.Tech first year students, not all of them know English nicely, right? And in this particular GPT, therefore, I've kept it the default language of responses Hindi, but of course, you can convert the responses into English just by writing one letter. In this particular case, the letter is nothing but E. So whatever response is there, if you feel that the response is not means if you want the same response in English, you can just write E and then go ahead and then you will get all the responses in the English. That's the first part. The second part is personalization, right? Like I had mentioned about example of kind of average. So how this particular GPT kind of solves that particular problem. So let me just give you one example, then you will be able to appreciate this. So let's say I may take something from you people also. Maybe you can just mention your hobby. If someone can just write his or her hobby in the chat box, or maybe favorite movie. I will just write it down over here along with name. It's very easy question. You can just mention the name of your favorite movie or favorite web show, or maybe just favorite book or anything which you feel kind of exciting apart from normal study. Okay, Bahubali. Okay, fine. And it's about Satish, right? If I'm writing properly, Satish. Okay, Satish ji. Okay. So Satish ji likes movie this particular Bahubali, right? But I'm just mentioning its movie. So let's say Dr. Satish knows everything about this particular movie, but he doesn't know anything about uh, for loops of Python program. So I will just say name of the person in this particular case, Satish, his or her hobby, in this particular case, Bahubali, and what he prefers to know about, right? So what he would like to learn about. So follow. Then what this GPT will do, it will create one personalized story in which Satish ji will be the main character of that particular story, and the story will connect the ideas of Bahubali movie with concepts of follow. And since Satish ji knows everything about Bahubali, right? He will be able to relate very easily with concepts of for loop in this particular case. And this response is by default, as you can see, is in Hindi. If I want response in English, then I will just write E and the response will be converted into English, right? So as you can see, it's taking character from the movie itself, right? Mahishmati ka coding Gurukul, right? Right. So वहाँ एक नया छात्र सतीश दाखिल हुआ लूप्स पातुल था पर लूप्स के नाम से डरता था राइट एंड देन इट्स टॉकिंग अबाउट बिना लूप के कोई भी योद्धा पाइथन की रणभूमि में विजय नहीं कर पाता एंड देन इट्स ट्राइंग टू बिल्ड अप राइट दैट हाउ द स्टोरी रिलेट्स विथ काइंड ऑफ दिस लूप्स राइट then other metaphors are also coming, right? And then I can also write E. So then the response will be kind of converted into English, right? So if I want the entire story in the English itself, then what I can do, I can just append E over here, right? So what I can do, I can say E, and then I can just continue with the same template. So then I will get story in the English. Okay, so again, it's not, and this time it didn't work. Again, it's probabilistic and sometimes it does mistake. Maybe I can just, okay, so for now it's supporting only four. So again, some limitations are coming up, but overall, maybe you will be able to kind of understand what's the overall objective, that how Instagram scrolling is associated with for loop, that is explained over here, right? तुम अपनी फेवरेट फोटोज एक एक करके स्क्रॉल कर रहे हो, हर बार एक फंक्शन रन हो रहा है, एंड सेम थिंग इज नथिंग बट इट्स फॉलो, राइट? And now this scene 2, right? And here again character is coming, Guru Kattappa, right? And what he is talking about, right? यदि कोई दुश्मन अति बलशाली होता है तो उसे स्कीप कर देता, right? And then that's how it's kind of explained over here. If for a particular enemy you can kind of skip, otherwise, and if for some different one you can just kind of come out of the loop, right? And as scene number 3, and of course it will recommend some videos from my YouTube channel and some kind of quiz also. So if let me try with this command now, E. So then the response will be hopefully this time converted into English. So now it's taking one, right? The theme is continued, and now you can see the same story is appearing one more time, but this time it's in English. So this is to ensure that everyone in the class, the language barrier we can kill, and this is kind of personalized because I don't know, right, what my students love, but they can interact with this free tool, right? So they can just write their favorite hobbies or their interests, and then what they would like to learn, and then uh, the personalized stories will be generated, which can help them to learn the concepts very effectively and interestingly, right? Because what usually in our traditional teaching we give a lot of importance to facts and theorems, but narrative part is often missing. So this is an attempt to kind of uh, fill that particular gap. Okay. So let me try to do something else. Like for example, again, story. This time I will take example of someone else. If he or she can share hobbies or interest. Maybe I can go ahead with, if no one says anything, then maybe I will go ahead with my name then. So maybe let's say Maipal, chess, and let's say I don't know anything about data structures of Python. Let's say data structures of Python, right? So I want to learn about that, right? So then again, one more story will come where concepts of chess will be mapped to ideas of nothing but Python data structures, right? So, and not only Hindi, it also supports responses in uh, English, right? So what I can do, I can just write EH, and then the response will be in English. Okay. So if I just write EH, then the response will be in English. So what I'm trying to convey over here is this is not just to demonstrate how one can create GPT for educational purpose. The second idea is, if you notice carefully, then all of this are kind of shortcuts. So that means somewhere in my prompt, I must have written that if someone writes EH, then do this. If someone writes H, then do this. So if someone writes S, then do this. So that means you can imagine how effectively you can use this trick to kind of shrink your time required for prompting. So you can have entire paragraph of prompt and you can just say, if I press P, then run this particular prompt. So that's how you can improve your productivity by multifold, right? So as you can see, for each Python data structure, how it's related with concepts of chess, and along with important properties of them. And so this is why this kind of one can say innovative ways of teaching learning is important nowadays, is that if we talk traditionally, that if we teach traditionally just syntax, then students won't be able to relate much, right? It will be too much monotonous. And therefore, I've also added many other features in this particular GPT, not just this. Story is, of course, my favorite feature in this. But there is one more feature which is called metaphors. If I just write M, then it will give me more metaphors. So that in case student doesn't, underlying student doesn't know about this particular concept, even after reading the story, then he can go ahead with this M. So then more metaphors will come. Like in this particular case, PUBG, and then fitness, right? And then adventure, right? So Ladakh trip, right? So this is how we can connect with students very easily. And apart from this, one more feature is R. R stands for real world application, because many of the times students may feel disconnected with the topic because they can't see any real world application of those concepts, right? So as you can see, so e-commerce order card system, right? Gaming, again, one more time, per particular way, right? Store players collected items in a game is a game like Fire Free, and here we can how we can apply the concepts of Python programming and Python data structures particularly, right? So it will showcase a particular use case of the underlying application, right? So this is how like learning can become more one can say intuitive and interesting. And apart from that, it also has option of partial code, where if you go into the P mode, right? So then the GPT won't give the full answer. It will only give partially filled code for that particular topic. And then students can think about the correct answer and then give the answer, and then it will. So this is how we can use AI in ethical way in teaching learning. And this got a lot of attention worldwide, not only in at my institute and India. This was featured by Chat GPT's newsletter, right? It's called Chat GPT for Education newsletter by OpenAI, and total only 6 GPTs were featured, and this was one of them. Apart from that, recently OpenAI has also launched one academy, which is called OpenAI Academy. For this is just like Coursera, right? But the focus of OpenAI Academy is to kind of provide AI literacy worldwide free of cost, right? So there they have launched one new series, right, where they have featured around 100 faculty members all over the world who are using AI innovatively in teaching learning, and I was also featured in it, right? So that is also one more recognition aligned with this. Okay, so now the next thing is, this is fine. Now we know that how what all things you can do with respect to this kind of custom GPT. And one more thing which I can highlight over here is whenever you use this kind of GPTs, you can also use some inbuilt buttons. Like for example, whenever I use this for the very first times, I may not know, right, what are the functionalities of this particular GPT. Then I can just click on this detailed guide button, and then automatically it will tell me that what all it can do, right, with respect to use cases, right? So it will give me list of all commands, right? So all of these things can be done with the help of this GPT, and also unit wise, right? It's giving me. So basically, what I have done, before this, I had created one MOOC on Python programming, and I had created a lot of notebooks which talks about nothing but coding. So I uploaded all those notebooks in the training. Apart from that, of course, intelligent prompting, so that the responses are extremely good, right? So you can see some examples, right, how one can use this GPT. And of course, the links are also good, right? So if I click over here, then it will directly go to
So you just mentioned
go to my video. Of course, this is ad, but after ad, the
that you
videos,
want to learn Python. So do not learn Python.
uh, it will come. So you can see the title, right? Lecture 1, Introduction to Python Programming Course. So maybe I will just, there is no option of skip. So let me just mute this. And after this, you will be able to see the video of my, right? So, okay, sure. So let me just share the link of this GPT so that you can play with this. And originally, I had created this for students, but now I know a lot of faculty members are using this to teach Python in the classroom also, because it will be fun. Like, you can just ask us any student to tell his or her hobby, and then interesting story will be generated in the real time, so that students will be able to relate with them very easily. Right? Okay, so this is the link of this GPT. Okay, so you can try it afterwards. Okay, fine. Now, let me talk about some other important GPTs. So maybe I can just go to my presentation and just showcase some of them, right? And also, you have to be very careful that whenever you try this kind of customization, make sure you do it for some specific task only. If you go for some kind of generic thing, then for generic thing anyway, ChatGPT is there. So then it won't be of much use, right? So you have to be crystal clear which kind of repeated task you would like to uh, kind of kill with the help of this custom GPT. Okay. Okay. So of course you can also scan this and go to the same page, but it's okay. I already shared the link in the chat box, so you can use it. Then what are the reasons, right? Why one should go for this kind of GPTs? So these are some of the things, right? More accurate answers, because most of the times whatever responses will be generated, again it depends upon which model we are using. Like, for example, many have also complained that over the period of time the responses are not that good, but still it serves the purpose, because our objective is not to kind of get perfect response. Our objective is to kind of motivate our students to learn more and learn better, right? So that can be achieved very easily, because in the classroom I can come up with only 4 or 5 generic examples, but this GPT can generate potentially millions of examples. And I had also taken the feedback after completion of my course, and students have rated this GPT more than me, right? So they've rated around 4.6 out of 5. So that means they are enjoying it, right? Even though it doesn't have face, right? And they remember the story, they appreciate that, especially the Hindi speaking students, right? They have rated it 5 out of 5, because this is a dedicated tool where all the responses will be in Hindi by default, right? So then not a lot kind of material available on net, which can provide this kind of functionalities in interactive way. Fine. So as you can see, we can automate tasks with the help of this. We can integrate with other tools outside of this interface also, right? API calls we can do, of course, but those will be on higher side. Usually we don't require them. And some examples are over here. Research helper, right? I will also try to. Okay, so just give me a minute. I will today only, right? I read one news article where someone has created custom GPT, and it has helped him to kind of secure a job very easily, right? So let me just try to showcase that particular news item too uh, right now, so that you can understand how relevant and important this particular topic is, right? So, okay, so let me just go to my mails. Hopefully, I will be able to show it. Okay, so if you okay, let me just try to, right? So if you let me just try to zoom this, right? So it's a very short article, so all of you will be able to kind of read it, right? So this is a person, right? Amar Saurabh, right? And what they are saying, Indian origin techie Amar Saurabh landed a job at PayPal by creating a custom GPT using ChatGPT and making it draft custom CVs and emails for recruiters of different jobs. He said the custom GPT also helped him prepare for interviews despite making a couple of errors. Of course, it will make some error. He claimed that the AI helped him land 7 interviews in 2 months, right? So this is how, maybe if I can zoom this so that then you will be able to read this. Of course, I have read it for you, but just to ensure that this is actually published. Okay, fine. So not only means it's useful for everyone, not just for teachers. It's also useful for students, right? Literally everyone, right? And it's one of the most underrated feature of ChatGPT. And now it's not like that you can just it's mandatory to go subscribe for ChatGPT Plus account, like Dr. Ria has mentioned. You can also go for gems. Gems are also equivalent of custom GPTs, one can say. But these are kind of publicly discoverable. Gems, as of now, they are not. Like we can of course share them, but as per my knowledge, there are no platform where you can search for gems. That's the difference. Okay. So now, if I want to create this, right? So I'm not. I will. Let me just try to showcase that part. If we go to explore GPT, so here you will get this particular option, and it's very easy. It's nothing fancy over here. Just you have to write the name of the GPT, description, and main thing is instruction. Instruction is just write your prompt. Whatever prompt you write, you don't need to write it down again and again. So that will be kind of stored over here. And apart from prompt, you can see you can upload knowledge, right? So these are your files, right? You can upload files from your system so that it get personalized kind of information, right? So here you can also select models, right? So for example, I can recommend GPT-5, so then the responses will be better. So this changes has been kind of have been proposed recently, so therefore it has not been reflected in my earlier GPT. So I will do the necessary changes so that I can provide better response. The GPTs will provide better response then. Okay, and maybe what I can do, I can quickly create one gem so that you can appreciate the power of it. Creation of GPT is not a big deal, right? It's about use case. So if you want to create something about, let's say, email replier, or maybe let's say material generator, then it's very easy. It will take around maybe 5 to 10 minutes. But if you want to create something like Python ki Pathshala, something unique, then it may take time. Like for example, it took me around 2 months to design Python ki Pathshala because it has a lot of features, a lot of innovative ideas. Right. So it's about your use case. If you want something which you can use on daily basis, then it's very easy to kind of create. So what you can do, you can expand this and you can then go to explore gem, and then I won't go into too much details of this because anyways you are going to have a separate session for it, and I don't want to kill that particular excitement. So instead of creating new gem, I will showcase you one gem which I had already created earlier. So you can see it's very easy. I just need to give the name of the gem or custom GPT. In this particular case, it's email reply. And then this is my prompt. Let's say I don't write my prompt. Let's say I am blank right now. So what I can do, I will just describe myself that I am, let's say, computer scientist, and I want formal, precise, brief replies uh, to my emails. And categories of emails are maybe I can just say leave application, right? Maybe meeting schedule, right? Right? Maybe acceptance of invitation, right? Whatever, something like that. And then there is one magic button over here, right? Use Gemini to rewrite. So I don't need to think much. I can just click on it, and then it will kind of expand my prompt, and I don't need to worry much. But of course, it's better to kind of go through this prompt and ensure that it follows create framework, and at least it conveys what you want, because otherwise what will happen, everyone will do like this and the responses will be again same. So it's better that you kind of go through this once or several times ideally, right? And it's an iterative process. Let's say currently I have written like this, but I may not like the response which I get by this particular prompt. Then I have to modify it. So it has modified it nicely, as you can see, purpose and goals, behavior and rules, right? Reply generation, right? How it's going to reply, interaction style, so on and so forth. And I can also provide knowledge, right? So I can upload files, I can integrate my Google Drive and give some documents from my associated with my previous good emails, so that model can run even easily, right? And then I can just click on this update button. And then if I go to my gems, of course, I can simultaneously play with it side by side also. But currently, I'm kind of just updating it, right? So once update is complete, I can just go back. And then if I go over here, email replier, I can just say uh, confirm a meeting with uh, Oxford professor for Monday 5 p.m. UK time on Zoom, and discussion topic is uh, uh, custom GPTs for let's say uh, programmers, something like that. Okay, this is just to give you some demo that how we can use this. And then based on instruction, it will kind of create one email. And if we feel that it's up to the mark, then we can just share it, right? So of course, it's good that it's asking the questions. I can just say uh, use default and go ahead. And my name is, let's say, Mahipal. I'm just giving that information. Okay. So now, as you can see, it has created one nice email, right? And I can also write start afresh. And this time, the meeting is with my students, BTech second year, and suggest write 3 recommended readings for generative AI. And meeting is with student name, let's say Pranshu, and that's it. And meeting time, I should mention 5 p.m. at my office. Let's say. Okay? And let's see. So, what is the advantage of using this GPT? It will be clear very soon, right? Um Again, I can just mention Dr. Maipal is fine and effort. And you can notice that it's every time asking me what's your name. So I can feed this particular information in my instruction itself. So that's how I can improve upon the uh, workflow, right? So it's an iterative process, not that you get crystal clear and good response in the very first iteration. So now it's going to generate email for meeting. And soon, so it's taking slightly more time than usual. I'm not sure why. But finally, it has created, which is good. So now, as you can see, right? So it's very good, as you can see. It's also mentioning that ensure that you read from this particular book of Goodfellow. Goodfellow is one of the best book for this particular topic. So let me just share my screen one more time. Somehow it's not working. Okay, I guess there are some issues with WebEx. Let me just try to figure it out. Meanwhile, if you have any questions, you can ask related to custom GPTs, any observations, any suggestions. Any questions? I'm waiting in case of any questions, suggestions, or I'm also sharing the link of GEMS very soon, so you can also try this. Okay, so one more thing which is important is when to use which tool, right? So, for example, if you want to know about some facts, then Perplexity is a good tool, right? Instead of Google, you can also, if you want to know about some trends, or if you want to know public opinion about something, then you can also use that particular tool. Of course, we'll cover it afterwards, but that is also there. Dr. Sunita, like I mentioned, that both of them have their own pros and cons. And ChatGPT came first, so like a lot of people are familiar with it. But both of them are kind of equivalent in some sense in terms of responses. But ChatGPT has some more features, like just like custom GPT, it also has projects, and now projects are also shareable. And Gemini, like it's good to discuss about it after completion of the session from, I guess, Dr. Sangeeta, because then you will know about it, that what are the functionalities of Gemini, that what all other things it can do, and then we'll be able to compare them nicely. So I will answer this on the very last day. Any other question? Okay, I'm waiting in case of any questions. Meanwhile, I'm also trying to rejoin. Sure, I will do it. I will list down some prompts which are kind of useful to us. All right. So now we are going to continue. I hope I am audible now. Okay, okay, fine. Just a second. So what we are going to do, we are going to have one small quiz, and this is just to demonstrate, right, interactive gamified way of quizzes, right? So what you need to do is you just need to scan the code which is going to appear now, and then you can either use your cell phone or you can use your device, and then you will be able to join the quiz, and on the real time we will be able to see, right, who is performing how. So let me just copy paste this uh, info, or I will just post this in the WhatsApp so that you can join it. So there are two options. Either you can just scan this particular code, or you can go to joinmyquiz.com and enter 688525. So once you join, I will be able to see your name, right? And once I expect at least 10 participants. So thank you, Dr. Satish. Satish ji has joined. And meanwhile, let me try to, okay, let me just go back to that Gemini, right? Because we were talking about that outcome of our replier, right? So let me just go to that particular thread so that we can see how it responded for that particular. So as you can see, it has intelligently asked student to do these three things, and I didn't mention about it, right? And not only the suggestions are means okay, they are extremely good, right? So it's suggesting these three things, and foundational text is extremely important. Those who are aware of deep learning, that they know that this book is extremely good, right? Good fellow. It's a most famous book for learning deep learning. And apart from that, all of these libraries are important, right? And then I can ask for regenerate for someone who wants to work on graph neural network. So not only it's helping me with emails, but it's also kind of, since it has knowledge of web, it's giving me some nice insights about what student must learn before coming for meeting. And this, as you can see, graph convolution neural networks, this is a base paper of graph convolution neural network, and the recommendation is extremely good. So just one use case, right, how one can use custom GPTs or custom gems. Oh, fine. I am glad to see that 9 of you have joined. I expect one more and then we will start. Fine. So I guess 10th one is not joining. So 9 is also fine. 9 is a good number. So I'm just starting it. So you will be able to see the question, and for each question you will get some limited time. I can also see how many of you have responded. Okay, fine. I can see some changes in the leaderboard, which is good. Okay, in between also kind of I I can do this spin the wheel. So basically it's a fun activity in the classroom. You can do this. So if you spin it, then basically it will randomly stop at uh, one of the person, and then we can ask something to that particular person, right? So that's how it works. So some of you have joined twice, right? So therefore your names are appearing more than once, and then probability will also increase that this will stop at your name. We'll see if it stops at in couple of seconds, then it's fine. Otherwise, we'll skip this part. But this is just for your knowledge. So because along with quiz, I'm also trying to showcase you free platforms which are available to make kind of for interactive quizzes, I should say, gamified interactive quizzes. Because here, the in the leaderboard, it's not just about answering correctly; it's also about how fast you are answering. So it will automatically kind of eliminate the idea of cheating. Because let's say if I try to cheat, then I have to copy from someone, but someone has already answered it, right? So that therefore he or she will remain ahead, right? So that's the whole idea. And try to give some sensible name, like for example 688525. This was code for entering the quiz, right? And not for name, but anyways. So as a teacher, I can monitor how many of you have answered so far. But it's not a good practice to showcase the answer. You can do this after the computer also. So it's good that I can see some changes in the leaderboard. Satish, you can just enter, you can scan the code one more time and then you will be able to appear for it. So a lot of personalizations you can do. Okay. Let me just try to stop the sound. So as you can see, I can see how many of you have already submitted and how many of you are attempting, right? So as a teacher, I have a lot of control. I can also increase time. If I feel that question is difficult, then I can give some more time, right? Like I can add this plus 15 and then right, you will get more time for the question, right? Upendra ji, we have also shared the link on the classroom, and here also you can see, right? This is the join code 488525, and you have to go to joinmyquiz.com and enter it so that you will be able to join it. Fine. So we'll quickly finish this, right? I will try to respond as quickly as possible. I'm not going to give extra time. So I'm sharing this from browser. That's why maybe the quality of video is not maybe up to the mark, but hopefully on your screen it's visible properly. So that's all matter for now for quiz. Let me try to reshare this so that it looks better. Okay, I guess still there is an issue. Maybe it's because of internet. Let me try to. Okay, you appear for the quiz. Meanwhile, I'm changing the network so that it looks proper. वो चीज करूंगा तो चला जाएगा. Okay, so I will continue with this only, and maybe I will just complete it so that you can see the how it looks towards the end, right? So I can end this timer so that we can go for the next question. We'll complete some questions and maybe we'll take one more question, and after 10 questions we'll complete it, and so that I can showcase you some visualizations how it looks towards the end and what all reports we can generate and then share it with students and for and keep for our records. So a lot of functionalities are there. I hope I'm audible now. So congratulations to all the winners, right? So let me go to congratulations to Radha Kishan ji also, and also to player, right? Actually, he's my PhD student, and also on second, we'll go to the list very soon. Just give me a minute. I'm connecting via different net because it's not working fine for now. Congratulations to Sunita ji, right? So Dr. Sunita, right? So she has also scored nicely. So just a minute. I will share the screen one more time. Just changing the network. So hopefully you appreciate this tool. So I'm also going to share the link of this. It's called Wayground, and in free you can create 20 different quizzes. And I will try to showcase its workflow. It's very easy, but you can generate quizzes with the help of AI, of course, and it will take only 4 to 5 minutes for creation. And it's a super kind of, one can say, interactive, and your students will love it for sure. So therefore, I highly recommend this, right? So once in a while, you can have this kind of setup in your classroom. There are a lot of kind of, one can say, tools available for free for conducting similar kind of quizzes. But this one is kind of extremely powerful because it can offer to around more than, it can support more than 100 users, right? I have tried it with around 250 students once, and it worked, right? It was slow, but it worked. So that means there is no limit on number of participants. It's not like that you are only around 10, 15, that therefore it was working, but actually it works for even uh, high magnitude, right? So that's it. So I'm sharing its link in the uh, chat box now so that you can access it. Okay, so what I will do, I will first try to answer the pending questions, and then we'll go back and go through this particular workflow. So let me see, right, what are the questions which are remaining. Okay, so first question of Dr. Sunita, which is pending, is can we use prompts in our local languages too? Right, of course, means you can write in kind of you, for example, what should I say? You speak in your kind of whatever language you want. For example, in Hindi, I can think and I can write it down in the English, because keyboards usually have only English, but it will work. Like for example, I can say मैं इस विषय में सहायता चाह रहा हूँ, तो you can just write ME and then IS and then विषय VISHAY, right? Like that you can write, and then ChatGPT will be able to understand it, and will be able to give responses nicely. So that's the limitation, one can say, as of now, because all of these models work on trained material, right? And trained material is primarily based on English language. So therefore, there is a kind of, one can say, whatever we say, whatever kind of language bias, one can say, it's that. But models are improving very quickly, so it still works, right? And at least for Hindi, it works nicely. Like I can say this from my experience of Python ki Pathshala. Okay. So that is that. The second question, which is pending, is are custom GPTs safe to give our information like photos or personal? So no AI is safe to give your personal information. So therefore, I have just showcased something related to general purpose, right? So as like I mentioned, so now hopefully I have joined properly and there won't be any issue. Let me try to share my screen one more time so that we can continue our discussion with respect to Wayground, because the report is also pending. So hopefully the screen quality is better now. So let me first complete this workflow, and then I will come back to the pending questions related to custom GPTs and all. So the first thing which you can see once you go to this Wayground, you can just click on this particular create button, right? And then you will get a lot of options like whether you would like to create assessment, passage. So in this, if you are teaching English, then this second last option makes sense for you, or flashcard. But for most of us, assessment is what we want. So you can just click with on assessment, and then you will get this three different options, right? So I will explain you all of them one by one. So what you can do in the case of if you just click on the first option, then you can see all those three options simultaneously on left hand side, and nice integrations are there. But usually what I recommend is go with the second options, where of course you can go ahead and go generate with AI, but AI of this Wayground, if you compare it with ChatGPT or Gemini, then of course ChatGPT and Gemini are better. So what I recommend is you can go to ChatGPT and tell it to generate, all right, depending upon whatever you have taught, right? For example, I can tell it to assume a role of an expert theoretical computer scientist having experience of more than 15 years. And then I will say generate 10 moderate level questions on whatever topic, like let's say number theory. Give four options, and uh, and again I should say MCQ, then only it will make sense, right? Uh, Moderate level MCQs, and give four options, and after each option also write down the correct answer or correct option. Okay, and then it will give me some 10 questions, and if, of course we should iterate. It's not like that whatever it gives I should use it, right? And this is not a good example. Why? Because it involves a lot of numbers, and processing numbers may become difficult when we go to Wayground. So it's better that I take some simpler case. Like instead of this, maybe I can just say give questions from. So I can just say instead of number theory, give questions about generative AI in education, let's say, because this is just for demo purpose. So I prefer we don't use numbers as of now. So okay, so then why I recommend this particular format? Because if you follow this particular format, then it will be easier for Wayground to convert those questions into the into quizzes, and it won't take much time, right? It will take only 4 to 5 minutes to convert this particular question into interactive quiz, and then I will showcase on which mode that you should launch this particular quiz. Okay, so what I can do, I can just copy paste this, right? And maybe it won't allow me because I've already created 20 free quizzes, but let's try, right? In case if it won't allow, then I will log in through some different ID. Let's see. So now it's telling that it may take uh, up to a minute. So it's a good value, like 1 minute is fine, right? And using 1 minute, we'll be able to generate a nice quiz. And then we will see how to make it public, and how to generate QR code, which I have showcased to you, and which mode is preferable if you want to launch this particular quiz. A lot of things are there. For example, the first thing which you can manage is you can change the settings, and you can decide how much time you are going to give for each question, right? Whether you want music to on or off, a lot of things are there, right? So you can play with all those things. But you can see it has nicely captured the questions along with their correct answers, and also it also provides integration with Google Forms. So in case you have questions available in your Google Forms, you can straight away convert them into quizzes. Right? Formerly, this particular platform was known as quizzes. Now it's known as Wayground. Okay. So now what I can do, I can just click on uh, publish. Right. Oh, so of course it's out of. So what I can do, I can delete one of my quiz which I am not using. Let me delete one of my quizzes which I am not using, and then I can kind of go ahead with this. Okay. So it's kind of trying to help me with what I should do. So I don't need that help. I can just close this if I get some button to close it. Otherwise, I will just go to different one can say account and then showcase you. But it's very simple afterwards. The first part is tricky, that which I've already explained. That go for always paste questions, and your questions must be kind of generated by yourself. Yeah. Okay, fine. Finally, I can see this particular. So maybe this election is not no longer needed. So I can just delete it. Okay, fine. Now, okay. So if I click over here one more time, then hopefully the number goes down to 19. But the benefit is, if you plan properly, then even with 19 or maybe 20, you can achieve a lot. Because whatever quiz you have created, you can repeat it. You can launch it as many times as you want. So, for example, the quiz which you have just given, I had created it around 4 months back, right? And the number of iterations were happened for that particular quiz, and there is no limit on how many times you can kind of launch the same quiz, right? So that's the idea. Okay. And this was the result from your kind of quiz, result of your quiz, right? So for each student, I can see how many out of 15, how many were answered correctly, and how many kind of what's the overall performance of the class. That also I can see. Accuracy means overall 23 out of 100, only 23 questions are correct. Completion rate is 39%. Only 39% of you have completed the entire quiz, right? So all those things I can get it. And there are two criteria: how correctly you are answering, and apart from that, more importantly, how also apart from this, more importantly is how fast you are responding, right? So it's just like fastest finger first. And I can download this entire thing in terms of kind of report also, right? So that is also possible. I will showcase that. That is possible from library, not from here. So I will showcase that also. But meanwhile, if I go back to my own quiz, right? So I can again go to draft. I guess in the draft it will be available, and then I can launch that particular draft, right, which we have just created. And basically, there are two different modes available. I'm not sure why this is help coming again and again. This is not needed. Let me try to refresh one more time. So it's a uh, kind of, from this you can learn that it's always better to keep this number low, like 15, 20, 15 to 18, right? If it's close to 20, then you may get this kind of uh, add, right, in some sense, because the storage is full, right? Or I can quickly showcase this. If this doesn't work, then okay. So let me use different accounts so that I can showcase this to you, because anyway the questions are ready with us, so it won't take much time. Right? I can go to different account and showcase you how to create quiz. So okay, let me continue with uh, Google. So all you need is just one Google account, and in case, just like me, if you feel that your quota is completed, then you can use one more account. Okay. So now I can just go ahead and go to home, maybe. Okay. And of course, just like kind of our GPT store, here also you will get stored, right? There is one option of search, and now you will be able to. Okay, so I don't want this. I will go for this first option. I will go to this. and then, okay, so not this. I have to copy paste the actual questions. So let me close this, and the questions were here. So let me copy them one more time. Okay. So now I am creating via this account. Okay. So generate quiz. So it will take a minute, right? One more minute we have to spend because of that particular limit of 20 free quizzes generation. And then, of course, like I was mentioning about modes. So there are two modes: student pace mode and teacher pace. So what I recommend that in the classroom setup, teacher pace mode makes more sense because you will be the main controller. You can control how much time you are going to allocate for each question, right? And you can also kind of take pause, right? For example, for some of the questions, if you feel that this requires more thinking, then you can pause the timer and then discuss something and then go ahead, right? So then I can just click on publish, right? Once I click on publish, I have to mention the subject name, right? So for example, in this particular case, if it doesn't match, then I can just, okay, so here let me just go with life skill or maybe education, grade, maybe like something, maybe university level or whatever, right? So whatever feels that it's appropriate, you can go ahead and make it public. This is mandatory. So that means whatever you are going to create as a quiz, it will be accessible to all those who can access this particular platform. Okay. So once you make it public, then you can kind of launch this game, correct? They call it game also, right? So for example, I will just click on start now, and then I will be able to kind of start it properly. But before that, you will see some kind of AI options over there, which with the monthly limit of 10. So 10 times you can kind of use this additional options. Okay. And then I will just click on start now, and then you will be able to see these two options. So what I recommend is teacher led, right? So this is the mode which you should aim for, and then you can kind of uh, change all this, right? There are other options like, for example, focus environment without gamification. That is also there, which they have launched recently. And this is also quite interesting. Anti-cheating monitor. So that means if someone tries to close the tab, then also you will get notification of that particular name. So it's a fantastic feature, right? So in the classroom, it will be of tremendous help where you can kind of just click on it, and then you can enable it, and then you will be able to monitor who are kind of trying to cheat. Apart from that, you can also turn on this particular option in case you don't want to mention, don't want to showcase the name of the students, right? Because sometimes quiz is too difficult and they are not able to kind of answer questions correctly. Then it's better to turn this particular option on so that they don't feel that their name is kind of being showcased publicly, right? And they are not doing well, right? So that thing you can do if you want. And live reaction you can enable so that students can kind of give some kind of reactions like emojis or so on and so forth if you want. So you can enable it, right? And these are the things, right? So you can, how about timer if you want, if you don't want it, those things you can discuss. Means, depending upon your interest, you can decide. And then all you need to do is click on this particular start button, and then uh, you will get the same kind of page from where we had started. And then if you want, you can directly copy paste this particular link in the classroom, that is also there. Or maybe you can just copy this particular link and provide them in the your WhatsApp also, right? So a lot of options are there. The simplest option is you just click on this particular button, and then it will be showcased like this, right? So any questions related to quizzes, right? So let's see if you have any question. Okay. Harshit. feedbacks, but the session is not completed yet. So fortunately or unfortunately, so I will also talk about one more tool, like I promised earlier, Nikhilji. Thank you, Sadishji. The idea was how to kill hallucination and how to promote kind of one can say interactive reading, right? So those things I will be discussing next. And before that, let me just kind of summarize what we have discussed with respect to custom GPTs. There are some things which you kind of ensure while you design custom GPT. For example, in the case of Python ki Pathshala, I have to ensure that it only answers about kind of Python, not other things, right? So, and a lot of, if you don't put it, then kind of the purpose of GPT will be lost, right? Because people will be talking about some other things not related to Python on this if you don't put those kind of restrictions, right? So some kind of guardrails will be required. Then custom instructions are of course important, right? Continuous feedback, right? So till day I am improving my GPT, right? Every time I feel that this can be enhanced, I modify it. But of course there is some limitation. Like one of the major, there are two major limitations. The first one is length of the prompt. For now, even if I want to enter one line in my Python ki Pathshala as a prompt inside a custom GPT, I'm not talking about interface. If I want to modify the instructions of Python ki Pathshala GPT, then I can't do because I have utilized the character limit. The first limitation is that. Second limitation is there is also limitation of how many files you can upload, right? So that is also kind of exhausted in my case. So I can't upload my new knowledge to that particular GPT. So therefore, it's important that you design GPT for specific purpose only. It's not like that you can design it for anything. Right? It should not be multi-purpose. It must be for some single unique purpose, but purpose must be solved nicely. Right? That's it. So therefore, you must use high quality of data, and the custom instructions must be also kind of aligned with create framework, or if not create, then also kind of it must be kind of I should say it should not leave anything on assumption to AIs. It must be in detailed way. Right? It should be able to cover each and every requirement of yours, right? So some of the good custom GPTs, right, which are available on GPT Store, right, apart from Python ki Pathshala, as you can see, Scholar GPT, Code Copilot, right? So let me try to zoom so that you can just see the names, right? And I'm also sharing, right, what data they have, right? So some of them have access to scholarly articles, right? 200 million plus articles, right? Can be accessed by Scholar GPT, which is extremely big number. Right? So now I will talk about one more AI tool before I conclude my talk. So the name of the tool is Umata. So let me just go to the app Umata. And this is for interactive reading. And of course, there are other kind of advantages of it. So what's the idea of this tool is you can upload anything, right? So for example, let me start with this particular use case. I've uploaded one particular NCRT book chapter about something related to chemistry. I'm not good with chemistry, so therefore I've uploaded it. So the interface is quite good. So as you can see on the left hand side, I will get power of AI. And on the right hand side, I will get my file which I have uploaded. So as you can see, this is nothing but the PDF which I have uploaded, right? And this PDF contains nothing but it's 26 pages are there, and it's about uh, right atoms and periodic table, right? Something like that. I don't know much about this particular stuff, but my purpose is how we can utilize this tool. So let me just try to showcase how good it is. So there is nothing fancy on the right hand side. It's our traditional kind of reading, which we usually do with just PDF reader, any of the PDF reader you can think of. They just provide functionalities which are available on the right hand side. On the left hand side, this tool provides something unique, which is missing in most of the AI tools. For example, as you can see, I've asked about what is the atomic weight of lithium. It is okay. So now my focus is on AI, so I can expand this side, right? So that you can see this properly, right? Whenever my focus will be on PDF, I can expand the right hand side. That's the power of it. So now, not only it gives me answer, along with answer, it also gives me citation. So citation is a good thing. Like in our papers, whenever we cite something, that means we are referring to something. and that showcase that whatever is written, it's legitimate. Over here, they go one step beyond. If I click on this particular point, then automatically in the PDF on the right hand side, the corresponding segment will be highlighted in yellow color. So you can see slight yellow. Maybe because of font, it's not visible. Let me go to the different examples so that you can appreciate it even more. So whenever some response comes, I will just click on this particular citation and you will see some yellow dots, right? Over here, you can see problem 3.1 is clearly written in yellow, and then I can see some yellow fonts over here. So let me try to do this so that you can appreciate this. So you can see a lot of use cases of this particular tool. Whenever any key terms is appearing, you can just write where all these key terms are, what all insights are available with respect to this particular key term, and you don't need to worry about hallucination because you can instantly verify by clicking on that particular button and citation, and the citation will automatically highlight the corresponding segments of the PDF in yellow color. So you can be very sure that whatever is generated is actually correct. Right? So this is kind of we are promoting interactive non-linear reading. Right? Usually we read like this, that we kind of read line by line. We start with the introduction or very first line, and we go up to the very last line of the PDF. But here, with the power of AI, right? We are promoting kind of non-linear reading where you ask whatever your query is, AI will reply and you will verify it simultaneously. And of course, it will also help us in creating interest with respect to underlying material so that students can read even better, right? And there are a lot of use cases, right? For example, not only for this, uh, let's say based on understanding of my PDF, I can write some statements and it will verify whether my understanding is correct or not. And in the classroom, you can just write one sentence and then you will wait for students' response and you don't answer it. You just press enter over here and then this tool will tell us whether that makes sense or not. Right. And of course, one nice feature is you can also share this particular connection with your student so that students can also get the same insights, the same reading material along with power of AI. Right. So some of the nice use cases I have mentioned. Of course, you can use it for generation of MCQs, and here you will also get citation from where it's kind of coming up with these questions. Right. So a lot of promising use cases are available with respect to this. Right? For example, it's saying that for this MCQ correct answer is this. So I can just paste over here and reach to the corresponding segment of the book for it. Right? Okay, so this, and there are two types of citation. The first citation is this kind of marked, one can say light brown color citation, which will highlight the corresponding segments in the PDF. The second citation is pages. It also tells us which all pages it has referred in order to answer the corresponding question, right? So that is also good, right? So we know that these are the pages of importance if you want to learn about a particular topic, right? So that is it. Okay, so this one use case. Let me try to showcase one more use case. That is okay. So maybe I can talk about this too. Similar. It's about revision, right? You can if you want to revise something, then it's a good way, right? So, for example, I don't know about tenses. I will just say explain tense. Then it will explain about it, and then the corresponding segments I can just click, and then I will read about it, right? So I don't need to search the entire document, right? That's about it. Okay. Anyways, let me go to the other interesting use cases. It also allows uploading kind of websites, YouTube video, PDF, PPT, right? So a lot of variety of ranges are there in terms of what you can upload in terms of formats of the files. And one more interesting feature is Ask All. So Ask All means you can interact with multiple PDFs simultaneously. For example, I have uploaded two of my papers, which are kind of published already, and I can see them side by side over here. So that's the power of normal reading. I can say traditional reading, where I can read these two papers side by side. Okay, this is also quite interesting. Like I can compare them, right? Like this, I can read something related to this, then I can go back and read something related to this, right? Back and forth. This is good. But the important thing is I can kind of compare these two papers, right? So I can compare their functionalities, I can identify the common issues, right? I can come up with, I can ask for some future works which have been kind of proposed, right? So I just want to know how better this particular approach as compared to other state of the art methods. And since this is my work, I agree that whatever it is written is correct. That accuracy is 96.75%. This was proposed by us. Earlier accuracy was 80.26 with respect to this particular problem. And then of course it's also going to give citation, right? So those are the advantages. So not only for I can say teaching, you can also use it for research. And one more use case is you can also use this for curriculum development, right? So for example, you can upload, like let's say I want to follow good renowned universities for generation of new curriculum for my course. So what I can do, I can upload all the corresponding files and then ask all option I can use. For example, I uploaded generative AI course, then outline of it or topics of it from MIT over here. And the first one is also from reputed institute. And then the third file is irrelevant. Right? Third file is from its syllabus of English, which is of no use because I want to generate something related to generative AI. This is something related to English, but this is just to demonstrate that this tool is intelligent enough that all the responses will cite only file number one and file number two. It won't cite file number three, right? So that is that. And now my focus is over here, so I can expand this. So you can see the interaction. The first, I asked design 10-week long course based on attached files on generative AI. Give me week-wise content for the same. Make sure you add all relevant topics from the attached file. So it will give me this course. And along with each course, it's also giving me citation, right? So if I click this citation, then I will know from where it has picked this, right? And towards the end, I will know which all files it has used along with page numbers. So, so I will be happy that it didn't use third file, that it has used only first two files and also mentioning which pages it has referred so far, right? And here also, just like our temperature setup, I can showcase you, there are three different modes available over here. Let me just go to just a second. We don't need this. Okay, I will not. I will go to this chat. Right. Then I will come. Okay. So you can see there are three different modes. Grounded is just like temperature zero. Right. So if you go to grounded, then all the responses of the this particular tool will be based on facts. That based on documents which you are going to upload. Right. The answers will be extremely precise. Right. So that's what happens when you keep grounded mode on. In the balance case, most of the times responses will be based on documents first, and if they can't find responses in the documents, then they will go for some external sources. And in the creative mode, right, from the name itself, it's clear that the answers will be loosely based on your uh, inputs, right? Or in this particular case, it's nothing but our PDFs. Okay? And there are three different AI engines also. So if you want something related to uh, which requires thinking, then you can go for thinking mode, right? So someone has asked this particular question also that we can give some idea to AI and then just to evaluate or compare different ideas. So at that time, you should go for this thinking mode, and there are a lot of options available with this. In the case of Gemini, also it's there. In the case of ChatGPT, if in case you are using paid version, then there is separate thinking mode. If I'm not sure how many of you know about DeepSeek. DeepSeek is also there. There also there is thinking mode. You can see DeepThink is there. So whenever you feel that some kind of questions which requires kind of more uh, thoughts or comparison or analysis, then you can go for thinking mode. It's just like you can compare like this. If I ask you something and tell you that answer within 5 seconds, it's like rapid fire. And compare this with some other scenario where I give you roughly, let's say, 5 minutes to think and then answer. Of course, in the second case, the response will be better. The same goes with AI system, right? If you feel that giving time can enhance is essential for your problem, then you should go for thinking models, right? So that is that. And of course, formally, it will take a lot of time to cover them. But this is just to showcase that these modes are available in almost all the LLMs, right? So if you even if you go for Gemini, then they have this option of thinking mode as per my knowledge, right? So in the tools, okay, so not tools, then somewhere over here, right? Usually they, when we interact, right, over here, yes, here you can see, right? So reasoning, if you want reasoning or thinking, then you can go for this particular mode, right? So 2.5 Pro, a normal stuff, you can just go with flash mode, right? 2.5 flash is fine, right? Okay, so any other questions? So this was about Umata. Maybe what I can do, I can summarize that whatever we have discussed so far quickly. So the first feature is, of course, whenever you upload the file for the very first time, it will automatically summarize the document. Instant question answer is there. Content generation, you can use it for that also. And benefits I have already explained, right? It is designed to work directly with files, so there is no scope of hallucination, which is fantastic feature to have. And I've already showcased this use cases, right? How we can utilize it. And these three modes are there: grounded, balanced, and creative. And these are some of the use cases. It also it can generate responses in different languages, not just in English, right? I've tried it with Gujarati as well as Hindi, and it worked well. So you can try this kind of real time translation also in the classroom with the help of it. I'm talking about Umata. Sharing facility is also there, so which makes it even more useful. And of course, you can use it for literature survey, right? So that's it for from my side, right? So I wanted to mainly talk about prompt engineering, so that you can, it will be helpful for the rest of the FTP and also for all your professional works and personal work, of course. Because if you know how to write well, how to interact well with the AI system, then it will be of tremendous help. So I primarily focused on it. Apart from that, of course, custom GPT is underrated quite. So you can utilize the power of custom GPTs. You can go to GPT store and find relevant GPTs of your interest. And apart from that, I recommend you to create your own custom gems, if not GPTs. Both of them are kind of equivalent, just that there won't be any public link for uh, gems as of now. And then these tools are there, right? Like Humata and quizzes to make our sessions more engaging and interactive, right? So that students don't feel bored, right? So those are the things which I wanted to convey mainly. And unfortunately, from tomorrow onwards, I will be busy with some other official commitments. But my PhD student will take care of all the sessions, and of course, I will come back on the very last day. In between, I will try to come, but it will be slightly difficult for me to kind of join in every session. But hopefully, the issues have been resolved related to WebEx as well as Canvas. In case if they are not, then we'll help you again and will ensure that you get access of Canvas as well as WebEx. Also, the materials of from yesterday's uh, both talks have been uploaded on Canvas. Like slides have been uploaded, so you can access them and try to join via. I mentioned this in the group also. Try to join via uh, WebEx only, right? Because we are going to conduct attendance, take attendance via WebEx. YouTube Live is only for emergency purposes. Of course, you can refer to recordings. We have shared the playlist also. Now I will take questions, right? So you can raise your hand and ask questions if any, or you can type in the chat box. So we still have time. So and these are my contact details in case if you want to connect, and we can also discuss afterwards after completion of the FTP. Any feedback, any suggestions, any questions? We'll wait for 2 minutes and then we'll close. All that. Okay, okay. Thank you so much for attending this session, and I request you to attend all the remaining sessions also nicely and actively. Right. Thank you. Thank you so much.